it's looking sporty, I feel now. And I don't know if that's something by default I expect from VWs, but they are doing more of that. If you look at the past Golfs or even the Polo, it used to be a very simple, clean and
Correct.
classy design. This has a bit of that aggression in its face. It has the GTI badges, and my God, like remember we were talking the Tiguan, that the dashboard has this panel which is backlit and stuff like that. The Golf on the nose has an illuminated VW logo. Yeah. When the car was unveiled, my first thought was, man, that nose is so low. Like the front, the silhouette of the car, if you look at it, the front is so low profile, right? It really does, it takes you by surprise that, this is a hatch, but this is like a low form.
Yeah. Also, I think as a contrast, we are seeing SUVs one after the other. So you're used to these fat, chunky noses. So when a hatchback goes, it does strike you
It's
extra.
really like a flattened nose, and you automatically think that, man, ground clearance is going to be an issue on this. And on paper, what they've shared is 136 mm. And the interesting thing is, between the wheels, the ground clearance doesn't seem to be an issue. It's not like massive, of course, but it doesn't seem to be an issue. So we went and peeked under. It's actually the chin that extends a bit, right? So that was a thought, like, is this really going to be usable in our conditions, right? That was.
But Volkswagen hatchbacks using their chins to kiss the road after every speed breaker is not unheard of, is it?
Which one are you thinking of?
Polo.
If you were not careful with the brakes, for sure, yeah, you can do that. But in this case, of course, the suspension setup is different, so that also we'll come to. And so looking at the car, the first thing was that, man, that face looks sharp. One of the things was that. The rest of the body style is quite VW in that sense. It's looking sporty, I feel now. And I don't know if that's something by default I expect from VWs, but they are doing more of that. If you look at the past Golfs or even the Polo, it used to be a very simple, clean and classy design. This has a bit of that aggression in its face. It has the GTI badges, and my God, like remember we were talking the Tiguan, that the dashboard has this panel which is backlit and stuff like that. The Golf on the nose has an illuminated VW logo. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Correct. So these are the small things which, with the rest of it being classy and, still classy, but like those few highlights, you're like, that's not quite what I expect from VW. But anyways.
But when you do go to 5-star hotels where you expect people to be really classy, and then you go to a wedding and listen to the music that's playing in the wedding, the same feelings.
It's moving with the times, let's say. Though that was the only thing in terms of when I looked at the car.
Sorry, I have to object to you moving with the times comment.
Why?
Volkswagen was the king of making timeless designs which would not age fast.
Correct.
Which would feel like, wow, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks new.
Yeah.
They were the masters of that.
Correct. Absolutely.
For them to say keeping with the times, that's quite a come down.
It is. It is. And in that regard, the one thing I will give them, the one thing I liked was like they have this fog lamp design, which is basically 4 or 5 different LEDs, which are parked in the bumper in this staggered, star-shaped pattern. And that first catches your attention. You're like, that's a bit odd. And then you realize over time that that's actually quite cool. So that was one of the things that I liked on the face straight up. Rest of the design is clean. There's nothing for me to really talk about the design except that it's a long hatch.
Yeah, it's a
big hatch.
That is a clip from MotorInc. And what that means is if you'd like to see more of these, you can do 2 things. One is stay on this channel, subscribe and watch more, or you can come to the main MotorInc channel where you'll find a much longer video that discusses this idea in a lot more detail.